says this is one of the oldest saloons in San Antonio. Looks nice. Anyway, our tour. Oh my god, look at that. There's a freaking elephant. Wow. Okay. Stairs. Not my favorite. Old timer having his beer and his shot of whiskey. When I went to get my haircut yesterday morning, it was like 9 o'clock. They offered me a beer. I'm like, 9 o'clock in the morning? They don't muck around in Texas. Breakfast beers.
This is an attraction you won't want to miss. Enter here and expect to see the unexpected. Just behind me are the freaks of nature, a world of bewilderment, the unusual, the strange, the unique. You may be shocked, amazed, maybe even appalled, but we guarantee you will be intrigued. See skulls deformed beyond imagination. Are they human or not of this world? See the lamb with 8 legs. That's right, I said 8 legs. Have you ever seen fleas dressed in human attire? All this and more, ladies and gentlemen, just inside. You will hear the fascinating stories of 2 legendary showmen that took the sideshow industry and presented to the world oddities and inconceivable wonders that challenge people's perceptions and prove that there is always more than meets the eye. Remember, folks, seeing is believing, and I believe you should hurry inside to see the American Sideshow.
More curious friends. Welcome to Turmoil, Texas, the now permanent residence of Dr. Phineas Fiasco's, and that be me, Carnival of Curiosity. See, as luck would have it, while we were touring the show, we stumbled upon this mining town. This here town was practically becoming a ghost town. You see, ever since the big explosion, thanks to Sparky burying those sticks of dynamite, thinking they were bones, the entire town seems to have turned topsy-turvy, which uncovered a rare magnetic force. Well, I knew I could turn this particular situation into a wondrous new attraction for our show. So get ready to enter a world of mysterious and miraculous illusions. Never before have you witnessed such phenomena. The strange, the weird, and the utterly amazing. Quiet, Sparky. Don't go burying those again, especially since now they can profit. Now, my friends, just step through that doorway. Inside, you will find optical illusions that will confuse and baffle your mind. Behold the wonders and perplexing perceptions that no.
Let's watch a ball go uphill. Uphill. There we go. Flowing up. Water tends to run downhill, but here it runs uphill. Stare for 20 seconds at the center of the point. Now look at our swirling. You'll notice that whatever you look at appears to swirl too. Alright. Is it spinning left to right or right to left? Should I push the button? I think so. Liquid water. Imagine our surprise when we found that these natural forces can make water flow backwards. Oh yeah, I see. If you focus on the water droplets, it looks like they're going up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mystery Mine. This is Shadow Rock. It's so charged with magnetic forces, it can actually hold your shadow to the wall. So press the button, stand up against the rock, and strike a pose.
Okay. Press the button.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Now when the light changes, step away from the wall. Why, look at that. I think they made a lasting impression. Don't you, Sparky?
That's my shadow.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the
1881. A young man named Albert Friedrich worked behind the bar in the old Southern Hotel on Main Plaza in San Antonio. It wasn't long before the young Friedrich opened his own small saloon across Dolorosa Street from the Southern Hotel. This is where the Buckhorn Saloon and Collection of Horns was started. During the Buckhorns' early days, men came here from the valleys of southwest Texas rivers. Trappers, traders, cowboys, and cattlemen brought extraordinary specimens of horns to the Buckhorn. These horns would often be traded for a shot of whiskey or a beer. Thus, the horn collection grew one by one. Albert Friedrich's father, Wenzel, was a furniture maker. He specialized in using cattle horns. The elder Friedrich added to the horn collection by making horn chairs for the Buckhorn Saloon. In a few short 1896. The Buckhorn moves to the corner of Houston and Soledad Streets, where the famous horn collection continued to grow. 1898. The Spanish-American War begins. President Teddy Roosevelt organized the Rough Riders in San Antonio, and while in town visited the famous Buckhorn to recruit him. Wenzel Friedrich, Albert's father, presented Teddy with a horn chair made up of over 20 buffalo horns to thank him for his business. It is on display to this day with President Roosevelt's field desk, which was used in the Battle of San Juan Hill. 1910.
Not much happened in 1910. Let's try it again.
1910.
No, nothing happened in 1910. It actually says it here. Okay, 1914.
1914. Albert Friedrich acquires a mountain gorilla from two German hunters. He is the first gorilla ever to be put on display in the state of Texas. With the outbreak of World War I, recruits came to San Antonio training, and stories of the Buckhorn Saloon, the mountain gorilla, and the famous collection of horns began to spread worldwide.
Can't do 1920. They're not letting me do it. Let's go 1922.
1922. The Buckhorn moves to a larger space on the corner of Houston and South Flores. It was here the mountain gorilla was placed in the front window and nicknamed the Guard. That gorilla still remains on display to this day. You can find him right upstairs in the African Hall.
Look for him later. 1956.
1956. The Lone Star Brewing Company purchased the world-famous Buckhorn collection of horns. Harry Jersey, president of Lone Star, had a building erected on the grounds to house the collection.
1981.
1981. The Buckhorn celebrates its 100th anniversary.
1998.
1998. The Lone Star Brewery in San Antonio closes, and the new owner, Stroh Brewery Company, moves brewing to Longview, Texas. In order to keep the Buckhorn collection in San Antonio, the granddaughter of Albert Friedrich, Mary Friedrich Rogers, and her husband, Wes Rogers Jr., buy back the collection. The new and improved Buckhorn Saloon moves to its current location on the corner of Houston and Presa Streets, just blocks from its original location.
2006.
2006. The former Texas Ranger Association teams with the Buckhorn Saloon and Museum to gather their artifacts and memorabilia from the history of the Texas Rangers to the oldest saloon in Texas. The Texas Ranger Museum opens at the Buckhorn. This museum houses hundreds of Texas Ranger artifacts, including revolvers, automatic handguns, sawed-off shotguns, badges, photographs, as well as
2011.
2011. The Buckhorn Saloon and Museum opens two new exhibits, the American Sideshow and the Carnival of Curiosity. Two unique experiences that combine American history and modern science with astonishing video technology. Just like Albert Friedrich in 1881, Mary Friedrich Rogers, her son Wallace Rogers III, and his children, the original family continues to be dedicated to providing an interesting, intriguing experience for all generations.
There is lunch. When I can get across the street, that is. Not open. For some reason, Bubba Gump is not open, so I'm having to change my thoughts around lunch. And I think I will go for this Mexican restaurant I saw around the corner from my hotel. Give that a go. Here's my Mexican restaurant. I do not want to know what it's like, but I'm going to give it a try. Wow. Okay, we got corn chips and salsa, and we've got what's called a Tex-Mex plate. You guys, a lot of food.